Hotel St. Kitts. Short journey today, only 5 miles across the Narrows to Nevis.
We're just going to vote because we want to charge batteries and make some water. There's only 5 miles, so we might as well do that. And want some hot water for the shower, right?
Yes, and some sunbathing.
Sunbathing. Get to it, it's going to be there very quickly. That's our course for today. Just popping around the corner here from Salt Plage, across the Narrows and into Nevis, where the anchoring field is just here. Just heading around the tip of St. Kitts now, heading into the Narrows. Quite calm here, but just around this corner it's going to be howling. 2 minutes later we have a lot of wind. There's Nevis impressively in the clouds. The Narrows, where the wind is really funneling through, and back over to the south end of St. Kitts, looking back towards Basse-Terre. And hello Nevis!
Pinney's beach and the beautiful view of the volcano from here. The Four Seasons Resort, where the yellow umbrellas are. A close look at Charlestown to see whether we can dock the dinghy here. Going ashore to explore and to get fed.
Going to see the Four Seasons.
If they let us in. Difficult but successful landing.
It was quite easy.
At Sunshines on Pinney's beach. Highly recommended. And that's where the mooring field and the anchorage is. Very nice beach. Four Seasons Resort with the lush mountain in the background. Nice pools area. Very nice garden. Beautiful colors. The reception area with a very nice breeze coming through, and the naughty one.
Sunset drinks, Four Seasons this time. Yeah, lovely sunset. Well, at least it's showing itself below the clouds.
Nicely lit up for the evening. Next morning, ready to be tourists again. This is the town dock. in Charlestown. On this particular occasion, we have a brand new car.
Brand new Toyota.
How about that?
Driven. 200
Look
miles.
at that.
We're going to have to be super careful. I'm driving at 5 kilometers an hour everywhere. This is St. Thomas's Anglican Church. Apparently the oldest church in the Caribbean, 1643, with the earliest grave here of 1649. That's quite a long time ago, almost 400 years. Nevis was the earliest settled island in the Caribbean, I think. And inside this little church we have the gravestones 1663, 1664, 1649. Quite some history. I can smell the history. Could do with the doors being open for a while. And from St. Thomas's Anglican Church we get a nice view over the main feature of Nevis, the volcano, and down over into the bay where we are anchored. And over this way we can see St. Kitts and our sparkling brand new little Toyota. We can't even really call it a rent-a-wreck, can we, if it's brand new? 270 kilometers done only.
Beautiful road here with properties either side and great view of St. Kitts in the distance. Next stop, the Hamilton's Beach Villas and Spa in Cades Bay. And this is the beachfront with the Yachtsman Grill restaurant here.
We're inside the Yachtsman's Grill, where we're attempting a nice coffee. Presentation full marks, taste maybe not, and out over to the beach. Bit of a grey day today. Very interesting setup in this Yachtsman bar and restaurant. Each stool is a piece of mast, quite a big piece of mast too, complete with spreaders and fittings and all sorts.
The Coconut Grove.
I think this looks abandoned.
Let's have a look anyway. It must have been very nice in its days. Not anymore.
Such a shame to see a place like this abandoned. It's got a lovely thatched roof on it. What a brilliant water sports centre it would make. Lawns for the kites, you've got the wind blowing through the narrows there most of the time. It would be fantastic.
On the northwest tip with a sports centre and scuba diving. Cades Bay with a Love Shack bar and Krish's Beach Club, which is very nicely done.
I like the sound of Love Shack bar.
Very nice view from up here and a very nice Indian restaurant. We'll stop for lunch.
We're in the Nevis Mountain Hotel, where we've found the most amazing Indian restaurant run by an Indian family from Gujarat, so it's the real thing. We have real naan bread, tikka masala and sweet and sour, and we have a fantastic view over St. Kitts and the pool and the Narrows. What a super lunch venue this was. Had the whole place to ourselves. Just spectacularly tranquil and calm, and could just do with a nice little nap on that hammock now. But we have to move on. You going for a nap in the hammock?
No, I have a bad record for this type.
Oh yeah, you tend to swing it straight upside down on the floor, don't you? Yeah, I remember. This is the Nesbit Plantation, famous for where Fanny Nesbit was born, who married Horatio Nelson, or Lord Nelson as he's better known by the British circles.
Very nice garden. Going all the way to the beach. Long Haul Bay on the east coast. We were looking for the Golden Beach, but there isn't one. We are saving a goat.
Look, he thinks I'm his mummy now. Oh, there's mummy up there. Go. Go. Lovely sunset after our day out in the car. Very tranquil day and a very nice tranquil end to it. Actually seeing the sun touching down for once.
Dinghy has behaved. The sky turned red just as we are dinghying back to Cloudy Bay. Next morning we continue our drive tour around Nevis with the ruins of New River Plantation.
This is the New River ruins, distillery and sugar refining. These are the steps where they used to boil them for liquid. Switched one to the other till they got more and more refined, I guess. Still have the big copper pans here. Whew, and these in Europe, these would have been taken for scrap years ago. These would have been the 3 mill wheels that actually ground the sugar cane. And in here we have the steam engine by Fletcher & Co. of London and Derby. Pretty similar to the one we saw actually working in Barbados, but obviously this one hasn't worked for a long time. Just down the hill from New River, we've come across the ruins of an old windmill. Very well intact actually. Given they had windmills before steam engines, this one must be pretty well preserved. 200 years old. I wonder why they had this big slot here. Must be a reason. This must have been an old plantation too, I guess. Building here, they certainly didn't mean this roof to fall off. Look at that. I reckon I wasn't going to get that one. Looks like something out of Jungle Book. Expect Baloo to pop out in a minute and grab me. Ooh. Wow. Oh my goodness. Baby, come and have a look at this. It's full of bats.
Visiting the Golden Rock Plantation now. Golden Rock Inn, another former plantation, renovated recently into an inn. Very nicely done. Hidden in the jungle.
Beautiful pools and landscaping here. All set in just lush jungle. Really nicely done. All the way through this resort. Just lovely little paths. And up the top, surrounded by the jungle and the beautiful gardens, we have this lovely spring-fed pool. Quite spectacular. Anybody wanting a hotel experience with a room hidden in a jungle, like scenes like this is the place to come for sure.
The restaurant area. Lunchtime.
Again, we couldn't resist. It looks such a nice place. Butternut squash soup. And as you can see, we're in a lovely setting. Lobster Gate Estate. Some pretty serious wrought iron gate posts here, along with Resident Bull. Let's go have a look. Very interesting looking house with a pineapple on the roof. Again, just looks totally abandoned. Look at those grandiose steps that would have been up there. Look what we've found on the southeast corner of the island. A moody yacht, probably 45, 48 feet, called Cades, completely wrecked. Hole in the bottom. Obviously a ride to all the sails up, they're completely shredded. Quite a sad sight.
Next stop, Montpellier Plantation. Beautiful grounds here also. Amazing tree.
Very nicely set out. Very colonial.
The Hermitage Plantation Inn is located on the grounds of the 17th century plantation, dates back before 1670. The owners are still in residence and the little cottages are let out to guests. Different style to the others, but very cute.
Each room's a lovely little hut. That one with a veranda on it and a tin roof.
The Hermitage Great House. This sitting room is the original from the 1750s.
Remained the same since Nelson was here in 1787.
Morning, we are dressed to kill, going for a hike, so we hope. That's how the peak looks like. Lovely.
Great, after 3 days of being clear. Anyway, at least we'll be cool. It's not cold.
And wet. The road that goes to the head of the trail.
This is us at the head of the Volcano trail. It's onwards and upwards from here. So much for the early start. It's 11 o'clock, but we're ready to go. Are we not?
We are.
Kind of. Let's see. This is our clean state. Note, shiny shoes, clean outfit, clean bums. Let's see the after shot. So far, it's an easy walk on a very nice trail. I don't think it's going to stay that way. Right in the forest here. Not many sounds of birds yet. And no monkeys throwing anything at us.
Puffing and panting.
The old mountain goat's coming. How come you're not sweating and I'm pouring with it?
And here we go. Nearly vertical.
I guess this is how it's going to be. Near vertical. These roots are amazing. Just love these roots. This is your tropical hardwood. So peaceful in here. Just the odd sounds of birds and a panting bunny. When somebody told us this walk is a beep 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 workout, I think they were right. It's 45 degrees down and probably even more going up by the look of it.
Rain started. Just what we needed. More mud.
The inevitable. It's raining. Baby, when you've been going ahead of me, have you been secretly meeting somebody? There's 2 big muddy handprints on your bum. Oh, that might be me.
I'll caress you later.
Finally, we might have had a nice view out of there. That was a tricky bit coming up here. Absolutely vertical. And it just goes on and on and on. Somebody said there'd be hand over hand all the way out. They were right.
We'll certainly deserve our comfort food today for lunch.
Oh, don't start me salivating already.
It certainly shall be comfort food.
Do you think there's a pizzeria at the top?
The end of the trail, at the other end, we've made it up. Moderately dirty, cooling off.
Nice and cool.
And look at this amazing view over the volcano. Wasn't the hike worthwhile? Splendid.
Come on, blue sky. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Come on, just for a minute. Just a minute. 30 seconds, that's all we need.
Perfect view. Lovely.
It was a spectacular climb. Going down is somewhat trickier, less strenuous, but definitely trickier. Like these vertical pieces here. Without these ropes, you just couldn't do it.
It's slightly easier than we expected to go back down, and lots of routes that we can use as handhelds.
And on down. Looking forward to your hot bath?
Yeah.
Pizza?
Oh yeah.
Hot shower?
Yeah. Did you hit the water?
Well, can be done. And we're back down to the sunshine, shining through this lovely rainforest. View out to the town. And on down. Still steep. View down to civilization again. Looking south. You probably can't see it on the camera. There's Montpellier Estate over there, which we can see. Nice view. I've got quite a little mountain goat here. Going down almost vertical. This forest is so lush.
On flatter grounds now. 3 hours. Almost towards the end of the trail.
And this is coming back. How dirty we are. I think Wanner wins the competition actually.
I did my best.
I'm fairly clean. A bit sweaty. But other than that,
Hungry!
we're clean, hungry, and desperate for a hot tub.
After our very nice hike, we deserve a hot bath at the thermal springs. Not the most glamorous ambiance, but it's perfect.
Ah, you would think this is freezing cold water, but it's not. It's 107 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what, 45? Just what you need after a hard day's climbing and walking.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wonderful.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely fantabby-dooby. And it's supposed to be good for you? How long are we allowed to boil in here for?
15 minutes. Charlestown, very pretty town, colorful and clean. We went ashore for a bit of shopping back at the dinghy dock, and Glenn is on a rescue mission, bailing out that small boat which was nearly sinking. This morning we are visiting Charlestown, very pretty town.
This is the Alexander Hamilton Museum along with Nevis history. Very interesting. Alexander Hamilton was born here, started work at 9 and then went to New York where he was one of the founding fathers of the first USA just after it got independence. Quite interesting, eh? Should we go and tempt their coffee?
Coffee time.
Cafe des Arts. Very nice little place. Very colourful. Very good coffee. Lots of good logos around. We like this one best. We don't know if that means they're good kissers or bad cookers.
I want a sign like that in my galley.
What, for your bad cooking?
Very well preserved stone buildings in Charlestown.
Lovely little square in the middle of Charleston here, and every building's slightly different but very authentic. They all look original. Right over to the tourist authority there is a fantastic building. Take off the cars and we could imagine you were back in time. The Nevis Public Library in a very old building. This is inside the public library. Used to be where the General Assembly sat up until about the 1940s. And there's a lovely view down on the square. Bar the electricity cables.
Memorial Square in front of the courthouse and the public library.
So clean and tidy and good looking, this little town.
In the 17th and 18th century, Nevis was famous for the hot thermal springs. European elite was traveling here for the bath. And this is the former bath hotel. And now home to government offices. This is the back of the former bath hotel. And a bit of the history of this place. The original bathhouse, more than 300 years old. And this is how the original baths were.
5 baths, 5 cubicles, 5 windows.
Another one here. Another one here. And another one here. One of the current pools with the springs right there. You need more heating up.
Welcome to the Museum of Nevis History and Horatio Nelson.
More reading time. Basic displays, but very interesting. We are in love with this town. This concludes our excursion in town today. Beautiful waterfront also. Returning to Mothership there in the Anchorage.
Down comes the drawbridge.
Pre-sunset activities. Touch-ups on the aft seats with coal and varnish.
Which dries in absolute blooming seconds. It's just a nightmare.
The sunset turned into a beautiful golden horizon, and Glen turned into yet more polishing and cleaning.
No better light than to do it in this. There.
On the road again, exploring the bits of Nevis, which we didn't manage to see last time we had a car. At Cliff Dwellers. Very quiet. With very nice view over St. Kitts.
This is Wally Beach Resort on the north coast. And this beach in a very sheltered bay overlooking the south of St. Kitts. That's the Hyatt over there.
An even more interesting road as we drive up to the prison farm.
An even more interesting destination. Maybe they'll keep me up there.
Well, as expected, restricted to public. And being a prison, we think it's a good idea to obey with the rules this time. No trespassing, sadly.
Is this your resort? Hey, little baby goats?
Just how many of you are there?
I think there's a complete family of dwellers. Squatters. Have you got squatters' rights up there?
And to put the goats into perspective, this is where we are. We have found this abandoned development, which obviously never took off, probably originally meant as a resort, maybe used to be a plantation in the old days. Lunch break at the Oasis, the Thai restaurant in the Botanical Garden. It's raining.
Thai-ish lunch.
Not very enthused about, but nice setting. Still raining, but I'm taking this anyway. Ugh, it's so cold. We are ready to hike again, and look what's coming towards us. Again, beautiful weather for a hike. We'll go anyway.
There's some blue sky, just a little bit over there. We're off on another hike, this time to the source. Juana is armed with a stick to beat me with, apparently. And it's up here. We've set off from the Golden Rock and we have our instructions neatly folded. Let's see how they last. And off we go.
With the encouragement, and I quote, "You do realize how much rainfall we've had recently?" Yes, we do.
Let's see. To start with, a nice easy path with the volcano in view. And we enter the jungle. Quite a nice easy path so far.
The beginning is very rocky. Careful with the ankles. That's my husband, Tarzan.
Lots of energy before we go up. No, there's nothing on your bum. It's after that slip you went down, it's perfectly clean.
Oh, I thought so.
Very jungly through here.
Ocean view, the first landmark on the map. Again with beautiful view of something other than the cloud. And from here it will get trickier and trickier. The easy part is behind us. Now we are on a rather steep slope.
Very slippy.
Very steep steps here along the ridge.
One slip, it's a long way down. Warm blue bunny in the middle of the green forest.
It's not itchy at all.
No?
This grass.
It's absolutely amazing rainforest we're in. Really, really thick and very slippy.
Very interesting descent. A very narrow, muddy path that goes into a very steep slope.
Steep up here.
On all fours we go. Mountain goats indeed. Panting.
Tricky up here.
Quite bushy in here.
But none of these bushes are poisonous. Because they sure are being very friendly.
Too friendly if you ask me. And through here we have found the famous ladder.
Found the ladder. Let's go up.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
No, it's not one of my better ideas. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's just a little bit rusty. A few steps missing. And this is the famous ladder. Passes all HSE regulations up to the source. Climb at your own risk, I think. There's just a few rungs missing on the bottom. What do you think? You know your way back down, don't you? Oh, and that's what I've come up to. The source. I'm not sure it's exactly a smart idea. Coming up this. It's got most of its steps. Okay. Let's see if I can take myself going back down. 3 things on the ladder all the time. Here we go. Actually, this part of that is quite solid. It's down there where everything's missing and rusted away. I've never climbed a ladder in the shower before. Okay, this is the tricky bit. I think it's going to have to be camera off here. Close to the ladder, we've got this gully on the way back down now. Nice view down there over the northeast. And a nice paddle through the gully this way.
Not much to put your feet on this path. It's very narrow with a sheer slope that side.
Very tricky around this big boulder.
And back down now.
Very slippery. Bit of an old dam up there. Did miracles to make all this up here in the middle of the mountain. Quite a little gorge here. After clambering over rocks and slippery paths, suddenly got a huge run of steps. Even those are a bit slippery, aren't they?
Yes, they are very slippery.
Really dense, quiet jungle. Not a sound.
I performed much better this time, I would say.
Huh.
La
You
pièce de
think?
résistance.
Look at that. You took half the mountain down on your bum. You'll have to go and put it back now. Go on, down there and wash. Nice clean water.
Yeah.
Could do with a supply of that on Cloudy, couldn't it? Be lovely. Spring water.
In the hope of a lunch in the Golden Rock restaurant, a clean-up session with spring water is in order.
There is nothing like a hot spa after a hot, sticky walk. And we have it all to ourselves. Bar a couple of onlookers.
Beautiful temperature.
Yeah, lovely.
So relaxing. Oh.
This is Nevis, one big island with a volcano in the middle. We're anchored here just off of Pinney's beach, so we come into the town with a dinghy. This is the Pinney's beach with the Four Seasons Hotel. You've got Wally Beach round here, you've got the airport here. This is where we had a very nice curry. The prison farm is on this side. Windward side is very, very dry. We went up from Jessop's from about here, climbed the volcano, and then almost the last day we went round to the source, which went up to the stream up here. This section down here is full of estates and old plantations, chimneys everywhere and ruins. So there's the Montpellier here, the Hermitage here that we visited, and an old ruin over here. And that's about it. One little loop around the island.
Our last sunset in Nevis. Tomorrow morning we are leaving, heading for St. Bart's.